Hi everyone, and welcome to the Sewing Swan channel. I post craft videos, recycle videos, or clean living videos, tutorials on my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little houses. Stuffed houses made of fabric, leftovers. I came across these houses when I was searching the web for a house quilt block. I found just a picture of something similar to them, but I could not find any instructions how to make them. So I decided just to figure out how to make them, and they came out so nicely. This is a kid-friendly project. You can do it with your kids. They can use them as toys or as just piece of decor in the room. So welcome, stay tuned. So says you will need to cut for each house 2 triangles, so here are the pieces you need to cut for each house: 2 rectangles, 2 triangles, rectangles for the body of the house and triangles for the top, 1 piece for the door, and 1 piece for the window. You don't really need to be precise or to have specific measurements. For example, this one measures like this ruler is 6.5 inches, so this house will measure for the body of the house 7 inches by 3 inches. This one is 5.5 inches by 3 and 3/4, and this one is like 7 by 3.5 inches. So you don't have to be really precise or to make identical ones. Just use what you have. The only 2 pieces you need them to really match is the bottom line of the triangle piece and the top line of the rectangle piece. They need to match because these will be sewn together. So how do you cut these? How do you cut the door and the window? You just draw them by hand. Use a pen or a marker and just draw random circles on the back of the fabric and cut them. And here, how you draw the door of the house. You just draw it on the back of the fabric. This is so easy. Keep it relaxing. I draw these pieces by hand on the back of the fabric, and I just cut them. So do not worry about that. After cutting your rectangles, you just cut a piece of fabric that the width matches the top of the rectangle or the narrow size. And by the way, this project is charm bag friendly. You can use your charm bags, leftovers, or your jelly rolls, leftovers, or just your scraps, any scraps you have. Let's start by sewing the door and the window on the body of the house. We just go on the edges and sew them. If you like, you can use something like the freezer paper just to keep them in place. For me, I will just, so I zigzag stitched or a kind of appliqued the piece of the door and the piece of the window on the top piece of the house. And I will show you the the settings for the stitch in a minute. A tip how to put this tiny little piece of fabric of the window in place. You can use a regular straight stitch and just make like a cross first to keep it in place, and then you just zigzag the edge like the door, like we did with the door. Now we will sew the two pieces of the front of the door and the back of the door. We are working with the body of the house right now. I'm sorry, the front of the house and the back of the house. That will make the body of the house. So we will put the right sides together. So here are the settings of the stitch, the zigzag stitch. The width of the stitch was 2 millimeters, and between stitches was 1.4. And we will look like a tube, only the sides. So here is how it looks from the inside, from the back of the fabric, after sewing the two pieces together from the sides. So when you give it a press, it will be easier for you to sew it while the seams are open. So you just press them open. Very little. And you do the same with the other side. When you flip it out, you have a tube. You can give it a nice press. And now we will sew the two triangle pieces together. Right sides together, and we will sew the sides of the pieces. There you go. Now flip it out. From the outside, here is the triangle piece on the right side, and here is the rectangle piece, the body of the house, on the wrong side. So we will insert the cone piece, the top of the house, the triangle piece, into the rectangle side for the right sides to match inside. And we will sew two pieces together. Be careful not to sew more than 2 layers together. One layer of each, not 4 layers together or 3. You can pin it and go slow. Where we hand stitch it, you go 1/4 of an inch from the edge and you start hand stitching. Don't forget to secure your sewing at the beginning and at the end of your stitching. This is a very small part to hand stitch, but I don't know any existing sewing machine that can sew, domestic one, that can sew a tube this narrow. Not mine. And here it is, just stitch simply by hand, and now we will flip it to see how it looks. Here, from both sides. I'm sorry for that camera thing. I'm still learning how to handle that. And here it is after flipping it, and our house is almost done. By the way, this flipping tool was not meant to be a flipping tool. I got it from the painting section in a bookshop, the craft section. I don't know what is the original use of it, but I found it very helpful. This part, this curved part, for flipping fabric, the corners without damaging them or opening them. Not this one. This one, the curved one. And it's pretty cheap. So now we go and just stuff our house with polyester. Here is the poly, just a handful of it. And you will start by just inserting little pieces. Remember, always we stuff the far side from the opening first. So we make sure it gets enough of the stuffing. And you can use the same tool or any tool you feel comfortable using to push the stuffing. And here it is, our cute little house. And now we will just hand stitch it closed. You flip the edge of your fabric inwards and you just sew the two sides together, making sure to stop at the edge of the door. You can hide the bottom edge if you like, but not more. And here is the bottom of the house, even with a contrast thread color. We can hardly recognize it, which will not be seen. So whether using this as a toy for a kid or a piece of decor, you will love it. And there you go, cute little houses made in no time. This is a super easy project that you can make even with your kids. These houses works great as toys or just decor. You will love them. And here is our cute little houses done. This is really a quick, fun project to try. You can match the fabrics, you can mix the fabrics any way possible to you, any way you feel comfortable. Just use your imagination. And please subscribe to our channel so you do not miss any of the fun future tutorials. And give us a thumbs up if you like our videos. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.